Hello, 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 hello. We are on episode, I'm not really sure um, which episode. Let me just see. I should have been ready. Let's see. What episode are we on? Let's just see here. I think we're on episode 48. Hopefully that's what we're on. All right, I'm ready to begin. Are you? Are you ready to join me today? Take a deep breath. Let's just enter this moment of togetherness. This could be our holy instant. This could be our moment for transcendence. What are we transcending? We're transcending the separate self. What does that even mean? We're going to do some experimenting today. But in order to know what it means to transcend a separate self, or in Course's words, an ego, we kind of have to first see a little bit of what it is. Another way of thinking or feeling or experiencing the transcendence of a self is to be empty. The Course uses that word in lesson 189, my favorite lesson, come with holy empty arms. Come with holy empty sight. Come with holy empty perceptions. Come with holy empty thoughts. Come with holy empty feelings. It doesn't say all those words, but when it says, forget this course, come to me with holy emptiness. That's what I take it to mean. And I want to refer to chapter 31 of the text in the section of self-concept versus self. And the main part of my chat with you today is going to be an experiment that we're going to do. But first, I want to read to you from paragraph 8. A concept of the self is meaningless, for no one here can see what it is for, and therefore cannot picture what it is. Yet is all learning that the world directs begun and ended with the single aim of teaching you this concept of yourself, that you will choose to follow this world's laws and never seek to go beyond its roads, nor realize the way you see yourself. Now it speaks to us about the intervention, and you will get help to see the concept. The self must be undone if any peace of mind is to be given you. We're told the Holy Spirit will help us. What is the Holy Spirit? In non-dual terms, it's awareness. Awareness will show you what you really are, which is part of God. This chapter says, nor can it be undone if any peace of mind is to be given you, nor can it be unlearned except by lessons aimed to teach you that you are something else. For otherwise, you would be asked to make exchange of what you now believe for total loss of self, and greater terror would arise in you. So what I want to do is an experiment with you so that you might feel what you are not. Because how can you let go of something that the Course tells you, non-duality tells you, that this individual self that you have made with the world's help in teaching you you're this, you're that. The world teaches you concepts. You're kind, you're pretty, you're fat, you're thin, you belong, you don't belong, you're smart, you're stupid, you're an athlete, you're not an athlete. All these ideas are given to us. Even our name is given to us. We're taught we are these attributes that are described. And then the Course says to us, we are not these things. Non-duality tells us we are not these things. So what are we? The Course tells us we're innocent, we're a piece of God. Non-duality has us not in good and bad. It has us in pure energy. And what is that? That's kind of hard to kind of get hold of. Like, what are they talking about? I mean, energy is a word we use, but can you feel energy? Do you know what energy is? What is pure energy? If it's not, feelings are described as energy in motion. For pure energy, what feeling is that? It's a little hard to connect to that particular word. So let's have an experience. Let's call God for right now what is. Let's call Spirit what is. Let's call the now what is. Let's call the space in this room what is. Let's call the Supreme what is. Let's call everything what is. Let's call the oneness what is, just for the sake of this experiment. And so let's imagine that I am in a house, quite a big house, a house that would hold a lot of people. And I'm in India, and you've made the trip to see me because you want to have a transformation. Let's just pretend I'm a guru type, just for now. I'm in this house and it's raining, monsoon season in India. And the reason I'm having myself be in India is I want you to feel like in this imaginary experiment that you've gone to a lot of trouble to see me, not like I'm just on YouTube or I'm on ACIM Gather and you could just tune me on and put the dishes, do the dishes. But you've gone to a lot of trouble to have this meeting. And so you have some stake in this, you have some money in this, whatever it is you value, your time, your energy, your time off work, your whatever, you've traveled. Now it's monsoon season. And so you've brought a raincoat and you have boots and you're going to take them off before you come in to this, let's say it's a conference hall, it's really big. So there are a lot of people there and you're going to take your shoes off because they're all wet. But you're going to, if you decide to come in and really put some heart into this experiment, I'm going to ask something of you. And what I'm asking of you, if you decide to do this, you can not go in when you hear what I'm asking. You can tune me out, turn this off, but only really do it if you're willing to do the experiment. And so what I'm asking of you is that you leave yourself outside. What am I asking you to leave? I'm asking you to leave your memories just for now, just drop them aside. I'm asking you to leave what your morning was like, what your day was like, what your evening was like, what your dreams were like, how your day's gone so far. Leave it all outside with a conscious choosing. Leave outside your anticipation of what you're going to do next, what you're going to eat next, what's on your shopping list, where you're going to go, who you want to say this to, and who you want to say that to, what you want to get done. All of that, leave it outside the room. You're going to join the what is that's present in this room, only if you are willing. Now, you're going to have thoughts, likely, but what you're going to do is you're not going to add to them. So if you have the thought, what's she doing? This is worthwhile? I don't know, blah, blah. You're just not going to add to it. You're going to let that thought come, hear it, run on by. If you have a thought of, I'm not comfortable here in my seat, or I can't hear her, or whatever your thought is, just let it run right by like it means nothing, like you're not going to choose a more loving thought, like all of your techniques that you use from ACIM, you're not going to use them right now. You're just going to let thoughts come and go and move on through. You're simply in the here and the now. You're present to what is. No past, no future, no next, no where is this going, no looking to see if I'm going to lead you somewhere. You're just going to let it go. And you're going to even let go waiting. You're simply here. Simply here. It's a come as you are party. No baggage. No needs. No wants. You're going to leave your doubts aside, even the doubt of, am I doing this right? Just be present to what is. Now sense your body, if you have a body. If you don't have a body, while you're with the what is, so much the better. But if you do have an awareness of your body, if it feels like there are two in the room, does it? Does it feel like there are two, or are you one with what is? If it feels like there are two, where do you end and where does the what is start? How do you know there are two? Where are you locating yourself? Where is the answer to, are there two coming from? If there are two, where do your fingers end and the what is begin? Where does the what is begin and where does the what is end? Come empty. If you have a thought, let the thought go. Your name right now is emptiness. What is it like to be empty? What is it like not to have a need? What is it like not to have a want? Are you feeling present? Is there a sense of presence and awakeness to this moment? Are you female? Are you a male? Or are you just being? Do you have a nationality? Do you have a skin color? Do you have a political party? Have you left your beliefs outside? Are you a Course in Miracles student or teacher? Or are you just being? What's it like to be empty? Where does your breath end and the what is begin? Where do your thoughts end and the spaces between thoughts begin? Are you the space between your thoughts? Do you actually know the difference between feelings and thoughts? What if they don't matter? What if they're just made up like the self that was created in the world? Like the name that was given you, like the attributes that you were told are you. What if the unworthiness that you have felt in your life is imagined? What if you are more like the what is than the self that you think yourself to be? Most of us, even though we say we're unworthy, we think of ourselves as either less than or better than, but we hold on to this self that we think we are. We hold on for dear life. Course tells us this isn't real. Non-duality says the individual isn't real. It's an appearance that is apparent. It seems like we're individuals. We have a different look because life is concentrated in us in different forms. We actually want to be separate. We want to be individuals. And so when we hear we might not, we get graspy. Then I'll have nothing. But what if it means that we'll have everything? Enlightenment is just a recognition. A Course in Miracles. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. Is this not the least defensive you've ever been if you've gone along with being empty? Now, if you're going along with this experience of letting the thoughts go and allowing emptiness in. Could you hear direction? If you're told, go to this person, speak to that person, don't go here, do this. Could you not hear quite clearly because there's not all that chatter going on? Perhaps we're offered a gift here. Maybe the self that we're holding on to, our personality, our individuality, the ego, is not only not real and made up, but maybe we're all being asked to be what we really are. Profoundly powerful instruments of the one being, not limited by these individual assets. And I almost want to say demerits. We kind of feel like we have certain demerits, certain character flaws, certain defects. Ego is considered by A Course in Miracles to be a block to love. How does empty reveal openness? Do you feel open or closed when you're empty? Do you feel like you could allow what is to be the supreme? Could you be an instrument of the one from this emptiness? Remember, all we left were our memories, our thoughts, our feelings, our preoccupation with the past, which is our stories, the way we formulate what happened to us. And we're leaving aside judging me, judging yourself, how well you're doing, judging me for the assignment, and then deciding if there's some future for you in terms of transformation. All we did was let all of that go. Excuse me. Are you interested in more emptiness? Are you interested in the what is? There are a lot of benefits to taking off the word God. For some of us that are very bhakti, that are very heart-centered, very ritualistic, we do like the word God because we can serve and we can honor and we can cherish and we can feel like there's a power in the world. But I've never known anyone that used it that way that didn't also blame God for the things that seem wrong. But when we're empty of good and bad. We have to let go all the good and bad. Empty is not everything's happening for my good. Empty is just isness. It's something beyond even trust. It's just presence. You're already there. You don't need even trust and faith because you're in the now. In the now is the oneness. In the now is God. In the now is the what is. In the now is unconditional love, which has no opposite. So I'm going to bring you back into the room for our last 5 minutes. And I'm going to ask you to come back. Do you want to pick up all your memories? Do you want to pick up all your stories? Do you want to pick up your preoccupation with the past and with your thoughts about the future? Do you want to pick up your story of unworthiness? Do you want to pick up your story of how you're better than other people? Do you want to pick up any of it? Or is this going to be a new portal for you? Coming into the sanctuary, a new temple of the what is. It's always here for you, right here. It's not in India anymore. It's right wherever you are. Some of the comments that I heard when I did this with my Monday meditation group, one person said, I didn't know how much I went to the what is. And that feels more real than myself as a separate person. Another person had a different kind of awakening. She said, when I asked if there were two, the what is and a person, all of a sudden her observer dissolved. She was observing herself, and she was just then having the experience of oneness. And she said it was like most of her life, she's in her head thinking about her life rather than being in her life. Have you had any of these experiences? You might jot down what it was like to allow emptiness, to make space for emptiness, to value emptiness. A lot of people liked the term what is. By the way, I got that idea from Mooji, and he had some amazing results as well when he did his version of this experiment. You can try it again. Just enter the room, agreeing to let go your memories, your past, your future, and just show up with the what is. I thank you for being with me today. It was truly a pleasure. Namaste. I love you.